Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield were not holding back when talking about Austin Mcbroom on their podcast this week, exposing him for the times that he's been weird and tried to go behind Catherine's back, and talking about how he's been having this public breakdown on Snapchat. The two of them were joined with Trevor Wallace and together talked about how they don't like Austin and never have. They both told their own stories of what they've either experienced or have heard about Austin, and Brooke was exposing Austin for having tried to hire one of her friends to be a nanny for him and Catherine through Snapchat. And he allegedly told this girl that she would have to lie and tell Catherine that she was hired through an agency.
I want to see him incarcerated, to be honest.
Oh.
I don't know. I figure he has to have done something that could put him in jail. Like, just
For sure.
Oh, over time.
yeah, just thinking about it. I remember a while ago he was like trying to hire a nanny for his kids. He tried to hire like one of my friends as like a night nanny.
Night Nanny.
But he was
is
hiring-
a great Netflix
he was
movie
hiring-
title.
Via Snapchat. And the one requirement is when they came through, they had to say that it was like they were hired through an agency when talking to Catherine. Okay. So did I tell you this?
You did tell me this a long time ago, but like
So like one of my friends went in to like actually interview for it, and she had to say it was like his grandma or someone's grandma who was there, like part of the interview process.
The girl was the grandma?
Like one of
This
the
girl's like 25 with her
one of
tits
the
out.
people who was like gonna hire her. And so she had to say like, yeah, they found like Austin found me through an agency, but like really it was just like a hot girl he wanted around the house. Anyway, I hate him.
This isn't the first time we're hearing about something like this either, as this was something Tana had made mentions of before. But at the time, people didn't know whether or not to believe her, and she talked about the fact that people had doubts about her story back then.
a time where I was with Jake and him and found like a makeup product in his car, and then I had to like lie and say it was mine and it wasn't, and it was just like this whole thing. And then everyone was trying to negate my story and all this shit.
I don't think anyone was like, could anybody even argue with that? I feel like it's just such common knowledge.
Apparently the same thing happened to Erica Costell. And then she came online and was like, that, I think she was saying like that actually happened to me. And then I was like saying like it also happened to me, and then no one believed me because, you know what I mean, whatever.
Basically, what happened back then between Jake, Tana, Austin, and Erica Costell was that in 2021, just before Austin Mcbroom and Bryce Hall were about to have that fight, Tana had tried to expose Austin for being a cheater. She claimed that this was the reason why she was Team Bryce for the fight, this and the fact that she was also just really close friends with Bryce at the time, but this certainly played into why she claimed she didn't like Austin. She had tweeted out at the time, one time Austin Mcbroom was cheating on Catherine with a random, and she left a lipstick in his car. Then I was sitting with Jake in the car and he gets a FaceTime. It's from Austin, crying, and Catherine yelling, "Is this Tana's lipstick?" Austin says it is. It wasn't. She also posted a TikTok to go along to this where she told the story again and said that she basically had to lie to save the family. She was thinking of the kids, even though it wasn't her lipstick. And she also in this accused Austin of trying to hire her friends to be nannies so that he could hook up with them, which sounds very similar to the story that Brooke is telling right now.
One time Austin Mcbroom was cheating on Catherine, and the girl he was cheating on her with left a lipstick in his car. And I'm sitting in the car with Jake, and we get a call from Catherine or Austin or whoever the fuck. We answer it, and it's Austin bawling his eyes out, and Catherine absolutely screaming, holding this lipstick inside of their car, and she's screaming, and she's like, "It's the lipstick, Tana's. Austin says the lipstick's Tana's, blah, blah, blah." Austin's bawling. My dumbass thinks that the right thing to do at the time is save the kids, save the kids. So I lie to Catherine. I'm like, "This is my lipstick." It wasn't my lipstick, Catherine. I'm really sorry. But we Team Bryce out here, on God. So. Another time, Austin hired 4 of my friends as his nannies. And when Catherine would leave, he would sleep with all of them. And then told her that they were all his nannies. And it was a fake nanny company. And I just... So when you ask me why I'm Team Bryce, it's kind of like picking a lesser of 2 evils, you know?
Now, like I said at the time, people were shook that Tana was exposing the Ace family and didn't really know what to believe. The Ace family surely didn't have the best reputation, but some were getting skeptical of Tana's story because of what ended up coming out afterwards. Austin replied to her and said, "Cap, to the biggest cloud chaser of them all. And it was actually Erica Costell's lipstick, dummy. I was taking Jake and her back to Jake's house. This lame lie ain't gonna save the attention that your lil BF Bryce is about to get for his whooping. Erica ended up coming into the conversation, replying to both of their tweets saying it was actually a lip liner, can I get that back? People started to assume that Erica had actually hooked up with Austin or something since she was admitting to having a lip product in his car, so she eventually made a statement on TikTok to put those rumors to rest.
Okay, so that lip liner tweet was not meant to be taken seriously. One, I genuinely was just curious if I could get it back. It was KKW, my favorite shade, whatever. We'll call this long gone. But no, I did not sleep with Austin Mcbroom. First of all, there was 3 of us in his Lambo. We were speeding. We got pulled over for it, so there was a sudden stop. And all my out of my purse. So that's why my lip liner was in his car. No. Some of y'all talk too much. Second, I've done a lot of cringy things in my life, mainly on the internet, but I don't do them anymore, and I also don't lie. So that was the story behind the lip liner.
With Erica coming out to talk about this, people were starting to believe her and wondered why Tana would have this whole big story. But at the same time, if what she was saying wasn't true and she wasn't involved in any of this, how would she even know that there was a certain lip product in Austin's car at some point in time? I don't know, the whole thing is just crazy. I mean, when you think about it, if it really was Erica's, why didn't Austin get Erica on the phone or get Jake on the phone to say that it was Erica's instead of making Tana say it? Like, it's truly just wild. But in terms of that nanny story that Tana told, it does seem like it's very similar to what Brooke is saying right now. So what does that mean, you guys? Like, is he really doing this? Or is this something that really is in the past that Austin has done where he tried to hire like hot nannies and lie to Catherine about it? Like, that is wild. Like, truly so bad. But the craziest part about everything that's been going on with Austin Mcbroom since the announcement of his divorce from Catherine is the fact that he's out here willingly looking like a fool on Snapchat. I feel like for so long, him and Catherine tried to uphold some sort of image on social media that they were super together and better than the rest, and it was just haters coming for them all the time. They never wanted to address drama or rumors or accusations about them. They just kept smiles on their faces and acted as if nothing was ever going on. Even with their house foreclosure, they played it off like the house was the problem and they were the ones that needed to move, and it was because someone else had messed up building their house. Like, they always wanted to come off as still super wealthy, super together, and never wanted to be caught slipping in any way. But now Austin doesn't seem to be caring about his image at all. He's pretending to be broke on Snapchat, pretending to live in an RV, pretending to only have some cash left to spend, and just breaking down and acting like a fool. Catherine had already exposed him for not being serious in any of these videos, which makes it that much more embarrassing that he's willing to continue on in this storyline of his. But it's crazy to think that a couple years ago, he seemed to care so much about upholding a certain image of himself and his family, and now he's just out here making jokes and trying to convince people that he's run out of money. And Tana and Brooke talked about the fact that Austin seems to be capitalizing on all of this and that he's having these breakdowns and going crazy, and sort of kind of praise the business aspect of it all, even though they don't really like him. But they definitely believe he is bringing in a lot of cash right now for all of this.
He's still on Snapchat getting that bread. Like, it's the first person we've ever seen have a breakdown mentally through Snapchat, their money, how they're paying.
That's
like
what's crazy.
Monetizing their breakdown.
Knowing now, like, how much money people are making from Snapchat, I'm like, God, he's a genius. Keep doing those
Well,
cartwheels.
that's what it is. He's probably making racks this week. I mean,
I know, and he could after this just be like, okay, haha, jokes on you guys.
I mean, right, but like,
When I found out that his whole like grippy sock moment is only on Snapchat, I did think to myself, like, that is kind of genius.
He's
Like,
making
he's probably making
but it's
so
just
much
funny
money.
to see.
Now, this is all certainly in exchange for probably ever being trusted again with anything that he says, because once this whole act is done with, then what? Like, no one will ever believe anything that he has to say ever again, because what he's saying now is not the truth, and everyone is pretty much realizing that, unless he decides to just stay in character for the rest of time. But it's embarrassing, and it gets more and more embarrassing the more he tries to keep things going, even though everyone knows that he's lying. But it also doesn't seem like anything else is really going on for him. Austin had previously tried to say that he would be posting on YouTube again, and that it wasn't done, and that the kids would be taking over their channel, but he would also be posting as well. But according to Catherine, who seems to be the one fact-checking Austin these days, she says that the channel is done for real. Someone asked her, "Are you going to continue the Ace Family YouTube channel?" And she said, "No, love, that's over." Austin had claimed less than a month ago that something was coming when somebody asked him about YouTube. He said, "You will definitely be seeing a new YouTube video soon. I want to get back to creating again. I feel like I lost my powers these last few years, but I will definitely get back to creating and inspiring, making people smile and laugh." Now, I don't know if he's decided to just not do YouTube and just full send it on Snapchat like he has been, but this idea of inspiring people, like, is that what he thinks the Snapchat is doing? Like, it's definitely making people laugh. I will say that because he's become like a meme. He is just all over Twitter, all over TikTok with people making fun of him. But inspiring people? I mean, I don't know about that with him pretending to be poor and cracking all these jokes and bugging people who work at stores and restaurants. Like, that's a really interesting move, that's for sure. But I guess we'll just have to see what Austin ends up doing as he continues in this solo content creation journey. In terms of what Tana and Brooke had to say about Austin, him kind of losing his mind on Snapchat recently, I want to know what you guys think about everything they had to say. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.